Hi, my name is Dustin, and I wanted to go over a local tournament that we had. It was a 3-game, 1-day, no painting required tournament, and I want to go over what I took. My list was an undivided Sorcerer Lord of Heavens. He had the Biting Blade, Dragon Helm, Crown of Everlasting Conquest to give him Regenerate, and the Crown of Command with a Conjoined Homunculus. The Conjoined Homunculus lets him add a single die 3 to any casting attempt. I use that just to, if I fail by 1 to get off a spell, I can get it off and not be done casting with my main caster. I have a Battle Standard Bearer with the Sword of Swift Slaying, the Enchanted Shield, and Sphoric Musk to give roll 3 dice, take the 2 worst for fleeing, so I can run things down easier, and the Iron Horse Curse, which wasn't used at all this entire tournament. I also had a level 2 Tzeentch Wizard with the Collar of Corn that gave a magic resistance 2 and a 6+ ward save. Combining that with the Tzeentch ability, so you had a 5+ ward save and a 4+ ward versus magic. I also carried my Dispel Scroll. For the core troops, I had a unit of 18 Chaos Warriors marked Tzeentch with shields. Had the Rapturous Standard, that's where my Sorcerer Lord and Battle Standard Bearer went. And then I had a second unit of Chaos Warriors of Tzeentch, 18 man, with the Blasted Standard to give a 4+ ward save versus shooting attacks. Again, never used throughout the entire tournament. Also had 2 units of 10 Warhounds, great at redirecting. Then I had 8 Ogres of Slaanesh with Chaos Armor and Great Weapons. Definitely great heavy hitters. A Chaos Chariot of Slaanesh, and a Dragon Ogre Shoggoth with additional hand weapon, which he performed excellent in every game. My opponent with VC had 3 Vargeist, 2 individual Spirit Hosts, 2 units of 45 Zombies, a unit of 5 Direwolves, unit of 2 Bat Swarms. I think it was 25 or 27 Graveguard, a Corpse Cart with a level 2 Necromancer. In the Graveguard had his Manfred special character. Then there was also 39 Ghouls with a level 1 Vampire. So there was no BSB but 3 casters. And I'll go into the report. Alright, to start things off, for the roll to go first, VC, even without the +1 to go first, beat me, so they got the first turn. I did not go first at all in any game in this tournament. And this is the picture of the end of the very first turn. So all he did was a little bit of positioning, just scooting his units around. In the magic phase, I let off Wind of Death, which is a vortex spell. It did go through my warriors on my turn and killed 2 of them on the right. Magic resistance of 4+ did help out and saved half of the damage it would have cost. But since it is a no armor save spell, it's very effective against warriors. On my turn, again, I only moved up a little bit, sent the ogres to deal with the Vargeist, and set my Shaggoth over to help out with the right flank, because my heavy hitters are on the left, his heavy hitters are on his left, and so it's going to be a round robin to see who can feed him first. I was successful to cast Ice Shard Blizzard on his Bat Swarms to use the lore attribute of die 6 strength 4 hits on a flying unit to kill a base. And also 1 wound happened on his Spirit Host from Ernon. Oh, 2 wounds happened from Ernon's Thunderbolt on his right Spirit Host. Then on to turn 2. Alright, turn 2 saw the right Spirit Host charge my dog unit, killing 1, but the dogs held, thanks to the leadership of the general right next to it. Magic, I dispelled everything that he cast, but the Wind of Death spell I went back through my warriors, killing another 4. I forgot to mention in my last magic phase, Treason of Tzeentch did take out 10 ghouls. And then in my bottom of turn 2, I charged my warriors with my general into the flank of the spirit host, easily destroyed it, and then reformed to face everything else. In my magic phase, I cast Treason of Tzeentch again and killed another 10 ghouls. And then just some positioning going on. And that was it for turn 2. Alright, this picture is just the top of turn 3 with the VC's turn. Both of the zombie units charged my warriors, and his left spirit host, or his only spirit host now, charged my dogs, which killed one dog, broke them, and ran them down and overran into the ogres. On the right, he successfully cast Invocation of Nehek and gained back a bat swarm base and an extra like 5 ghouls. That was pretty much it for his turn. Alright, bottom of turn 3. After the previous damage of my warriors on the zombies unit, they were about half strength. So on my turn, I tried to charge the Shaggoth and the chariot into the ghouls. Only the chariot made it, but I was able to put 2 wounds, 1 wound on the vampire, and they got 1 wound on the chariot. But the impact hits and the horses combined to remove enough ghouls that the chariot won combat. The ogres won combat against the spirit host, but only did 1 wound to it due to static res. And magic was pretty uneventful. Alright, start of turn 4, the vampire did some positioning in the movement phase. The magic, he got off Curse of Years on my right warriors unit, but only winning on a 6 and having a 4+ ward save versus magic, I only lost 1 warrior. The spirit host lost combat by 1, so it lost another round, or another wound, but hung around. And that was it for VC's turn. This picture is actually the end of the VC turn 5. I must have forgot to take the picture. So on the Chaos turn 4, the Shaggoth was able to charge the corpse cart and destroy it. The warriors on the top of the screen with my general in it failed to charge the Vargeist unit, but I was able to cast the Erinon's Thunderbolt. But thanks to the D6 Strength 6 and the D6 Strength 4 hits, I was able to kill 2 Vargeist out of the unit before it hopped away down to the on my table edge. The ogres were able to finally beat the spirit hosts and turn to face the more middle of the board. And then on his turn, he turned the ghouls to face my Shaggoth, and got off a powered up version of Invocation of Nehek to gain him an extra base of bat swarms, 5 extra dire wolves, and an extra like 11 ghouls. That was it. Alright, Chaos turn 5. The Chaos Warriors tried to charge and failed on the bat swarms. I have had no luck charging with that unit in this game. The only charge that was successful was the first one against the Spirit Host because I didn't have to roll. The other warriors was able to successfully charge the Direwolf unit, destroy it in hand-to-hand, and then reform to face the Graveguard. The Shaggoth knew it couldn't beat the ghouls alone, so it made a march move out to face all 3 units, so it could go in wherever it wanted on the final turn. Ogres were coming south to deal with the Vargeist, but they don't get to see any other combat this game. Alright, turn 6 for the vampires. Final turn, his ghouls turn to face the Shaggoth, the Graveguard turn to face the Warriors, and the Vargheist move into flanking position of the Warriors, even though they won't be able to do anything. Other than that, Magic was pretty uneventful, and that was it for turn 6 for Vampires. Turn 6 for the Chaos, final turn of the game. The Warriors at the top of the screen and the Shaggoth try to charge the Ghouls. Knowing if I get them in there both, I should be able to wipe out the Ghouls in one round. But again, my Warriors failed to charge for the final time this game. I was successful in getting off Curse of the Midnight Wind on the Ghouls to make them reroll all 6s, thus negating their poison ability. And the other Warriors charged the Bat Swarms, which destroyed them. One of the victory conditions was to have more units on the opposing half of the board, so the Ogres reformed, but failed to do it swiftly, but were still on his half of the board, so it gave me an extra victory point condition. The Shaggoth was able to do enough wounds in combat with his Thunder Stomp to win combat, but not by enough, obviously, to destroy the Ghouls. So game end, Chaos victory by 800 victory points. The Graveguard and the Ghouls were huge point sinks, and the Vargheist is still out there. Really prevented a huge point swing. All in all, I think the Chaos did pretty well. I wish I could have been able to charge, but it was a good solid victory. Thanks.